the question's really, about understanding, to help us understand more about what karma is. It's like, why does your life go smoothly in some areas and have challenges in some other areas? Why do some people walk into the same walls over and over again, or maybe ourselves, right, over and over again, and no matter how much advice we've received from other people? Why do we see this over and over again, these cycles? Why do we like some people immediately? We love them, and we don't understand why. And other people really irritate us. Even just the sound of their voice, or like how they look, their appearance just gets under our skin, and we don't even understand why. All of these are due to karma, karmic entanglements. We're going to go deeper into this. So what is karma? Karma is the record of information, okay? Record of information. If you've ever heard of the Akashic records, that's pretty much what we're talking about. But if you don't know what that is, just throw it out the window, because you don't need to know. Karma is the record of information about services we and our ancestors have offered to others in this lifetime and in all past lifetimes, okay? Service is what you're emitting into the field through our thoughts, speech, actions, behaviors. That's positive information, positive service, or negative information, negative service. And when I say the word information, I'm talking about quantum information, right? And so we're really talking about the karmic entanglements that you have as an eternal being. So we went deeper into this in other trainings, but I'll just recap here. So energy cannot be created or destroyed. You're eternal, right? We've always existed. We will always exist. That's just what energy is, and we are energy. We know this now. So when we are, our soul is the warehouse of information. This is where you collect information, quantum information, throughout all your lifetimes. And so all the ancient information and ancient scriptures are all saying the same thing, and I'm going to go deeper into that later. But really, it's service. That's what I wanted to share with you. Service. What is service? If you look around your life right now, even if you look in just the room that you're in, everything you see is being of service. Okay, that's just the fundamental element of the universe, meaning everything is serving everything else, meaning, this microphone is serving me right now, this laptop is serving me right now, the lipstick serves, like, it doesn't matter what it is. The drink serves, like the window, the air, the sky, the moon, everything is serving everything else. And so it's all in working as a unified field of oneness. So it all kind of serves each other, and one can't exist without the rest. So service, that's what I mean by service. I'm not talking about like a business service. I'm talking about the information that you're emitting. It's what you're serving, what you're giving off. So that's just what I meant by service. So service is what you're emitting into the field through your thoughts, speech, actions, and behaviors, whether it's positive or negative. Okay, so that could be love, forgiveness, compassion, light, generosity, kindness, purity, integrity, or anger, frustration, impatience, judgment, scarcity, lack, fear, etc. Right? So those are totally different opposite ends of the spectrum, but that gives you an idea of like how you're serving your reality, whether that's the people in your life or your own life, right? Or yourself. So scientifically said, it's the positive quantum information or negative quantum information we have within our soul, our heart, our mind, our energy, and our body. And all around us in the field, the quantum field of your reality. Okay, everything has a field, and that's just the facts, like, and if you're like, what's a field? Well, a field is a mixture. It's like the cosmic soup of information, of quantum information in your reality. And that's like all around you, but it's also connected to you and your business, you and your job, you and your relatives, and it doesn't matter where they live on this planet, your field can reach it all because you're a quantum being. So karma is the root cause of success or failure in every aspect of life. Okay, there are two types of karma. There's personal karma, okay, my own personal karma, and there's ancestral karma. Ancestral karma is like all the negative information that has been passed down, or positive information, right? We have positive and negative information that has been passed down generation after generation after generation after generation. And positive information, let's say ancestrally, could be like, I don't know, you have really nice thick hair, whatever. Or like you're just really amazing with numbers, you know how to do numbers, and it's just like because of your ancestral lineage, that's just positive karma. They're really great with numbers. Or, there's a lot of positive karma, financially, whatever, it doesn't matter. Today we're talking about how to clear negative karma, so let's focus there. But so you have 2 parents, your 2 parents have 4 grandparents, you have 8 great grandparents, and it goes on and on and on and on. So that you can see how it's a massive ancestral tree of information, quantum information, DNA information, right? All of it. So it's not just in the body, it's also your personality. It's also how you see life, your behavior, your speech, your actions, all of it. And we're going to talk more about what I'm talking about in terms of the karmic cycles and things like that. But our combined ancestral tree from all lifetimes could be millions, like millions of billions of souls, right? If we look back at our ancestral tree. So, and we receive positive virtue, okay, blessings from their good service, from their good actions, from their good speech, from their good thoughts, because everything is recorded in the universe. And that's why people call it like the Akashic records, but you can call it anything you want. Either way, it's recorded. The quantum information exists. And so it's in your field, it's in the body, it's in your reality. You can see it in your life. You can see it with your family, how things erupt or how they unfold, right? So we receive positive virtue and blessings from our ancestral lineage, from their good service. Maybe they had a business that really helped people with their finances, or maybe they had, a business that really served the community or the tribe, whatever timelines we're talking about, it doesn't matter. Their good actions, speech, and thoughts, right? Because everything is electromagnetic. Thoughts, speech, actions, service, everything can be measured in the quantum realms. So we also receive negative karma, so negative karmic debt. That's what, in spiritual texts they call it debt, but in the quantum realm it's simply entropy. We're going to talk about that later. So we receive negative karmic debt in the form of lessons, keyword, highlight, underline, lessons from harmful service or negative service. So negative service, negative actions, negative speech, negative thoughts that are emitted into the field. So you don't actually need to call up that family member or friend and say anything negative. You could literally just think, and you're emitting. It's like sending somebody negative energy. That's what you're doing. So karma can make us think, it can make us feel, it can make us act, it can make us hear something a certain way, speak in a certain way, write something like a awful text, or smell, taste, eat, react. Like, it doesn't matter. Behave, make certain decisions over and over. It can really blind us, right? Because it puts a veil of consciousness over your ability to see clearly the truth from your higher self, from the depths of your soul. So it's really, it literally can control us, blind us, deafen us, imprison us into these certain karmic patterns that we're talking about, the cycles in your reality that you're like, why does this always keep happening, right? Our negative karma has great power over us. And so we can look at our lives and see which areas have been more challenging than others, right? You can just look around, feel into your reality. Just remember the last 10 years of your life and be like, there's been certain areas that have been really challenging over and over and over again. And there's certain areas that have been really simple and easily flourishing, graceful, you don't really have to try much, And so some negative examples are like emotional roller coasters, attracting narcissistic relationships, for example, over and over and over, maybe constant financial challenges or constant negative thoughts, mental blockages, right? And then there's the positive examples, like healthy relationships, great connections, easily, abundant finances, thriving business or a thriving job, constant promotions at work, or great relationships with your family. So you get the gist, right? So what I'm trying to say is we have 2 spiritual bank accounts, two spiritual bank accounts. Positive karmic bank account, negative karmic bank debt to pay in the form of lessons to learn, right? So most people get overwhelmed with negative feelings when we talk about this and thoughts when we think about our own karma. But the truth is, the law of karma is the most empowering physical and spiritual law that I've discovered. It tells us that we are the creator of our own reality and shows us how we can manifest anything and everything we could ever want. Like, it truly is like that key, the missing key of manifestation that mainstream manifestation never talk about, even though it's all laid out. It's everywhere in all the scriptures. It's everywhere in all the science. Like, it's literally right there, but I haven't seen anyone really piece it together. And so that's why I had to create Quantum Queen Rising, of course. So there is never anything to blame. We're not here to blame our ancestors or to blame our past or blame ourselves. And there's no need to be anxious or stressed about anything, because everything is in our hands right here, right now. And we can manifest anything, but first we must learn the law of karma. Because you can sit here and manifest over and over and over again, and I promise you everything will just kind of just fall right through your fingers. And I've done it over and over. I don't know if you guys know my story, but if you don't, I've manifested so many things since the age of 20 to the age of 30, and I literally was going nuts because by the end I was so exhausted from the emotional roller coaster of manifesting all these magical things, cars, condos, expensive trips, six-figure businesses, like lots and lots of money, a lot of things, even a marriage. And literally everything just went right through my fingers and disappeared. And I realized there is something beyond the mainstream manifestation conversation. There's so many more laws of the universal laws, more than the law of attraction. You can sit here and think positive all day long, and yes, great things will happen. And I always encourage that for sure. However, can you stabilize? Can you hold the light of your manifestations? I couldn't. I wasn't able to until I discovered this. And then everything started to become smooth. No more insane ups and insane downs, So everything was kind of more healthy and stable. Anyway, okay, so number one, science has discovered the law of karma, okay? AKA the law of cause and effect. Cause and effect. So what we put out into the universe comes back to us. We know this. Also, the universal law of correspondence, okay? Remember, I said there's more universal laws, not just the law of attraction. There's so many. The universal law of correspondence states that patterns repeat throughout the universe. Patterns. So our reality is like a mirror. There's mirrors everywhere of what's happening, what's really happening at the core, at the root. So inside us, right? In the inner universe. So as above, so below, as within, so without. That's a very common phrase that we've heard, right? So many times. And it's literal because there's cosmic mirrors everywhere. And you can even look at your partner as a mirror, or a friend as a mirror. So if they're triggering you, well, there's something going on inside. It might not even have to do with them at all. But the illusion of reality is that it actually has to do with them. And that's where the stories start. And that's what the downward spirals have begun, like that. Because you have to realize you're in an illusion of time and space. But that, I feel like I can talk about that forever, and it's not going to help you if you don't understand this very specific law. So if our life is chaotic and fearful or dramatic or whatever, insert, judgmental or whatever you're experiencing in your reality, it's because there's chaos and fear and judgment and, etc. within. So if our life seems calm and grounded, it's because we feel peace within, right? So the law of karma, which is also known as the law of cause and effect, is a fundamental principle in many, many spiritual traditions. We've seen it all over the place. So it states that every action we take has a corresponding effect, which can manifest in the present or in the future timelines. We may not always experience the karma, the negative karma that we're owed in this lifetime, So the karmic debt that I said in lessons, and a lot of times we do, right? So that's why it's super important to pay attention to the consciousness of your conversations, the consciousness of how you're communicating about your your reality, about your finances, about the thoughts you're experiencing about your lover or your past lovers or your friends, right? So in essence, the law of karma really teaches us that our actions have consequences, our thoughts have consequences, and that the choices we make determine the experience we have in life, in this lifetime. So, and all ancient teachings understand the soul, mind, and body are intimately connected, intimately. And so the negative emotions and thoughts that create physical and mental imbalances, that they literally manifest as illnesses, disease, or disharmony in your life, in your reality, or chaos in your reality, whatever it is. And so when I speak about karma, I'm talking about the information, quantum information in your experience. And information is experienced through, you're picking up information all day long. You're feeling information. That's how we decode it, right? Like our soul, heart, mind, and body, it's constantly decoding vibrations. And you're constantly feeling, is it a positive information or is it negative information in your reality? In all areas of life, right? So we have a relationship to everything. We have a relationship to everything. Imagine like you're just like this beautiful ball of light and there's like these connections going to everything in the universe. But more importantly for you, everything that is in your reality right now, the money, the trees, the sun, your home, the home that you live in, the birds, the moon, this desk, everything you're quantum entangled with. And I'm not sure if you've heard of the quantum physicist. His name is Nassim Haramein. He created a documentary called The Connected Universe. Amazing documentary. Amazing. Like, I was elated when I watched that documentary. And I've seen it like 3 or 4 times because he just brings home something that I intuitively felt, and when science proves what you intuitively felt. The connected universe basically shows us the mathematical discovery that Nassim Haramein discovered. He won a Nobel Prizes for this, that inside every single atom of the universe, every atom is found every atom in the universe has the blueprint, so the information of the entire universe, showing us that everything is connected. But this means that the blueprint of the entire universe is within each and every cell of your body. Every cell, every atom of those cells, every atom of a cell. Like, think of how small we're talking. Every atom of a cell carries the blueprint of the entire universe. So that tells that there's the cosmic mirror again. Do you see, like, the universe is within every cell of your body. Every atom has the universe, which is how quantum healing works. This is why quantum healing works, right? You're quantum entangled with everything and everyone in the universe. So just imagine for a moment looking at one of your cells and seeing the entire life that you see out here within it. Like the cosmic mirror. Hello. That's what we're talking about, right? Like the mirrors are everywhere. So this is the holographic universe that we live in. That's why, quantum physicists are always saying we live in a holographic universe. And like that word holographic, like we've all seen those holographic cards, the ones that are kind of like reflective. It's like that. Everything's reflecting everything else, right? Scientifically speaking, the law of karma is shown mathematically as an increase in entropy. Entropy is just a scientific measurement. It's measured by the order or disorder in the universe, right? So if it's high, entropy is high, that means all the molecules are going like crazy, chaotic, and they're just moving all over the place. Like nothing makes sense, like it's just random. You can look at the planet or look at an area of your life that kind of, maybe there was a big conflict or something kind of fell apart or whatever happened recently, or in the last 10 years, something major that was kind of like disruptive in your reality. That's high entropy. So the entropy, the chaos, the disorder, the disharmony, the disconnection from other people, that's negative karma. That's the mathematical measurement of negative karma. So you can look at the planet and we can see it's everywhere. Disharmony, chaos, disorder, right? Disconnection. But then you can also look at the planet and your own life and see that there's a lot of positive karma. There's a lot of connection. There's a lot of harmony. There's also love. There's peace, in certain areas, in certain cultures, in certain places on this planet, right? So it's not all bad, and that's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to help you with clearing the negative information, because it's important to understand what we're doing here. And I feel like, it can sound like a lot when you're talking about it, but when you isolate it and you're like, okay, we have some karmic debt, we have some negative information in the field around this particular topic. You only need to clear it with that particular topic, right? It's not like you're clearing your whole reality, because there's positive information everywhere. So anyway, so back to what I was sharing. So entropy expresses how much disorder, disconnection, and uncertainty we have. So it's the mathematical measurement of our karmic debt and positive virtue. So negative karma disconnects us from all souls. It disconnects you from even sometimes yourself. You feel so disconnected. You're like, why do I feel so disconnected? Negative karma, negative information. Negative information is channeling through you. So it reduces the power of your soul. It closes your heart chakra, limiting its ability to receive, right? To receive, and limits what the mind can even comprehend. So it's a really challenging when you're experiencing negative blocks, negative karma. Okay. So the opposite of that is true as well. The positive karma builds your connection in the universe. It brings souls together, right? It increases your connection with yourself, creates more connection within, creates more positive information in your field, like more harmony, more grace. It increases your soul power, your heart power, your more wisdom, more influence with your family and friends and society, right? We have to carry out our purpose. So, which obviously leads to more love, joy, abundance, vitality, peace, like all of those positive frequencies, vibrations, compassion, light, harmony, gratitude, all of that. So clearing karma is fundamentally about restoring order in the universe. Restoring order in the universe, soul to soul. And if you saw any of my other trainings, then you know everything has a soul. Everything. Inanimate objects has a soul. Living beings have a soul, everything. And when I say soul, I'm talking about the warehouse of information, the quantum information, right? Soul is the essence of something at the smallest particle. If you zoomed in on, let's just say this, you would see information. If you zoomed in with the strongest microscope, you would see space, you would see atoms, you would see molecules, you would see quantum information. That's the essence of it. That's the soul of it. That's the quantum information of it, right? So restoring the order of the chaos on the planet, of the chaos in your heart, of the chaos in your mind, of the chaos in your body, right? Whatever's manifested in the body. So it's kind of like cleaning up and organizing your home. Like, how good does that feel? How does it feel in the field, in your home? Why do things feel so clear all of a sudden? Why are you got clarity when you clean up your home, like, or your car, whatever, You're restoring integrity, the integrity of the home. You're restoring order. You're putting order and harmony in the home or in your car, for example. And it feels light and easy. Things just are flowing, right? So it's the same thing like when you call up a friend and you apologize and they receive your apology and immediately everything feels lighter. It's like, it's just disappeared. So it's kind of like that. You're restoring integrity in the universe. And this is how my soul understands it. This is why I communicate like this, because when I realize that it's integrity, and integrity is not just like about right and wrong, good and bad. That's morality. That's very different. Okay. Integrity is, that's a whole nother training. I'll do a training on that. Anyway, remember from previous trainings, ancient Tao wisdom teaches us that everything has a soul, heart, mind, energy, and body. Soul, heart, mind, energy, body. Everything is flowing and manifesting through that into the physical reality, right? And this is all ancient Tao information from over 5,000 years of practice and information that was kept hidden from a lot of the public, and only grandmaster teachers were allowed to understand this ancient wisdom because, well, I don't want to say because, but I'm just going to share that only the past 30 years were they allowed, did they have the permission to share this with the public. So 30 years, because of everything that's happening on the planet, were we allowed to even receive this information. So we're really blessed. So again, if I look at you under a microscope, I would see just energy, right? And energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only transform through form, which leads us to believe that we have been moving through lifetimes for eternity, like different forms, different realities, different dimensions, different everything. So when I say soul, I'm talking about information, and karma is positive and negative information. I know I said that a couple times. I just want you to remember. So let's go even deeper, okay? So consider that if everything has a soul, heart, mind, energy, and body, then your finances have a soul. Your house has a soul. Your car has a soul. Your business has a soul. Your body has a soul. Everything. And each cell in your body has its own soul, right? It all has its own consciousness. It all carries its own mind, its own energy, its own field, its own matter. So if we want to elevate and create a positive relationship with abundance, we need to clear the negative karmic information at the soul level, right? You can try taking a million actions in the physical realm, or the energetic realm, or the mind realm, but that's not where the root of the problem is, right? That's not the root. So if you want to elevate and create a positive relationship with something, anything, you got to clear it at the root. And the soul is the boss. The soul is running our reality, right? That's what's going on at the core. So without this, without going to the core, it's like attempting to have a loving relationship with someone that you're repelled by, that you can't even stand, It's like, because people like the sound of abundance and they want abundance, but have negative information between them and abundance. So there's all this negative information, negative karma in between it, right? So people have negative information in their relationship to abundance. So the feelings of struggling or anxiety or fear, worry, depression, anger, perfectionism, self-doubt, low self-worth or low self-confidence, these are all symptoms of negative karma, negative information, right? These are information that you are experiencing in your field, in your body, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, right? There's symptoms of negative information in your field, creating resistance in your relationship to abundance, or anything in your relationship to a healthy relationship, a loving relationship. It could be in your relationship to insert whatever you really want or whatever you're challenged with right now, right? So there's always a relationship to everything. And that's really where the karma shows up, the negative karma. So it's conflicting energy in your field, and it shows up as scarcity, lack, chaos, or just negative emotions or illness in the body. It just depends on how far the information is manifested through those stages of manifestation, right? Soul, heart, mind, energy, matter. So it shows us that there's an inconsistency in our energy and relationship with abundance, or in health or relationships or wealth, that usually comes from your childhood, your past lives, or your ancestors, or your culture, right? Like we're so multidimensional. Like there's so many aspects to us that you can't just say it's coming only from our ancestry. Like maybe there's a lot there, but then of course, why would you have attracted this ancestry if it didn't happen in other past lifetimes, right? So there's so many different variables, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to pinpoint where. The most important part is that you're just connected to the truth of the reality that you have the power to clear this. You have the power to heal yourself. And that is the most empowering piece of information. So what about your past relationships in just this lifetime? Think about just the past relationships in this lifetime. And that could be loving relationships, that could be friendships, right? Just think about that for a moment. The souls of your exes. Do you think there might be some negative information in your field regarding them right now? It's probably not all cleared. It's probably not all, like, if you're having issues with attracting or even being in a healthy relationship, maybe you're in a relationship, but it's not going so well. Well, a lot of times because there's stuff going on and it's not even connected to the current person. It's actually from all of the past experiences you've had, right? And so there's karmic stuff, and that the souls are still entangled with you. So what about anyone you may have hurt knowingly or unknowingly in this lifetime? We're just talking about this lifetime. We definitely need to clear karma for this lifetime and our infinite lifetimes of negative information that has accumulated. And that's the thing. One of my clients was talking to me today, asking about how does this karma layers work? And it's like, karma is accumulated in layers. So, things could be going great, and then all of a sudden, something explodes. It's like, well, that's just karma was just accumulated and it wasn't cleared yet. And so then something kind of manifested into the physical reality, right? And so think about your body like a computer, okay? So when we have too much negative information in the soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter, our body, the computer begins to shut down or it begins to malfunction, right? So why do we see things that Western medicine can't diagnose? Why does that happen? It happens all the time. It happened to me a few times, happened to my mom a few times. Like, people I know, so many people, so many clients, like all sorts of clients, everything. So why does that happen? And I'm not against Western medicine, okay? A lot of my clients are nurses and doctors, so I'm not against it. Everything has a place. Western, Eastern, they all have a place. So why do we see things that Western medicine can't diagnose or understand with all the technology and advanced research done, and yet some of the most simple issues are not able to be cured with Western medicine? Because Western medicine can only cure illnesses that they can measure in the 3D world. They can only, if they cannot measure, if they don't have a tool to measure it in the 3D, in this physical reality, then it's like it's not even happening to them. They're like, you're fine. I'm like, I am not fine, right? Like, I'm talking years and years ago, but I was not fine. And I know a lot of people that are like, I am not okay. There is something going on, right? And so that's what kind of led me on this journey and how I discovered all this to begin with. I was literally in a critical condition, I couldn't eat. I couldn't stay awake for longer than 2 hours. Like, I had chronic fatigue. It was bad. And anyway, I started to clear karma, and boy, did I cry my face off. But I had so much to release, and a lot of it wasn't even me releasing. It wasn't like the first layers were me releasing, and clearing and healing and all of that. But after that, it was like my ancestors were releasing, and it was like I was healing them and healing myself at the exact same time. It was magical. But we know something is wrong, and yet the doctors can't tell us what it is. It's just, this happened to so many people, and I'm sure you can relate. So let's reflect on the current state of Mother Earth and humanity right now, okay? There is some major karma clearing that is happening, especially over the past few years. There's a whole bunch of karma clearing that's going on. Mother Earth is going through her own transformation and karmic clearing. And balance is being restored, at the physical level as well as all the rest. But first it had to happen at the soul level, right? The soul of Mother Earth is going through that. When I say soul, remember, it's the quantum information. If we zoomed in on her at a soul level, we would see the essence, the data, the information of Mother Earth. And it would probably have a lot of high entropy, high entropy, right? Yeah, so all the illusions about reality are being removed from Mother Earth, right? It's from humanity, from Mother Earth, from all sorts of realms, but all the illusions are being removed, and peace is slowly being restored. And People are waking up to their truth, to their soul, to their heart powers. They're waking up to the power of their soul and their purpose. Why in the world are we here at this particular time? I don't think it's a coincidence that our souls chose to just like fly in at this time to just watch the show. No, we didn't come here to watch the show, right? So there's 3 ways to clear negative karma. First one is to transform the behavior, speech, and thought. So that means like seeing through the veil of consciousness that is the negative filters, the filter that says they're wrong, that's wrong, judgments, criticisms, all that negative stuff, and this isn't working, and just like the one that sees everything negative, the one that sees everything that's not working out for you, okay? Of course that's going to expand, but there's a filter that you're seeing through. That's the film. It's like a negative karmic film, and it's a veil. So it kind of keeps you blinded, or it keeps you in that habitual pattern of complaining about a certain topic, which obviously makes that even worse and manifests even more, right? So transform those behaviors, the speech and thoughts and actions, of course, and you serve humanity in any way you can. When I say serve humanity, remember coming back to the first definition of service. Everything serves. Everything serves. Even if it looks like it's not serving, even if you're like, this is totally wrong, this should not be this way, and yet it's serving, okay? And you don't need to know how. There's higher cosmic powers. There's your higher self, and all of our higher selves know how this is serving. You don't need to know. Your 3D self is not going to have the answers for how it's serving. But anyway, back to service. So serve humanity in any way you can. That could be like anything. It could be as small as like buying someone coffee behind you, or like, you know, it could be just smiling. It could be high-fiving people on the streets, whatever. It could also be like, you know, teaching something that you're really passionate about, or teaching something that you love to talk about, or sharing all the positive things that happen that you see every day. Like whatever, it doesn't matter, you know, making funny videos is serving. It doesn't matter how you uplift humanity. And I'm not saying you need to use social media. You don't have to use social media. You can do it any way you want. The other way is like chant love. Chant the word love for a whole day and tell me how you feel, please. I challenge you. Chant the word peace all day long. And you could be out loud, it could be in your mind, right? Like all day long, especially in those circumstances when you get reactive, when you're like, oh boy, that person is coming. Oh no, you know, oh no, my boss is about to talk to me. Just chant light, 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 like in your head or in your mind, okay? That is a form of meditation. That is a form of transforming negative thoughts, behaviors, action, speech, right? It's uplifting you. It's opening realms inside of you. It's giving you access to the purest part of you. Because what you chant is what you become. What you chant is what you become. So a lot of people have thought loops, and maybe you can relate. You know someone that just, oh my God, they just keep saying the same thing every time you see them. It's like, holy moly, will they just stop it, you know? So every thought loop is considered a chant. That's a chant. It doesn't have to be one word. It could be a whole conversation. That's a chant. A whole sentence. That's a chant. So what are you saying out loud or silently in your mind? What are you chanting? Because sometimes, you know, you're totally fine. You wake up, you're feeling great, and then all of a sudden you're like anxious, overwhelmed, because you were chanting something. And maybe you're not aware of it yet, but when you start chanting positive words that uplift you, you know, and I'm just giving you examples of love, peace, light, whatever. Sometimes when I'm with my mom, so an example, when I go see my mother, okay, I walk, of course I do my clearings before I show up, but I walk into the house, and if anything shifts, like anything in my heart chakra, anything in my mind, meaning the seer, the watcher, the one that is watching everything, I start chanting compassion, 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 right? In my mind, of course, not out loud. And it clears whatever shifts are happening, you know. And so I'm just giving you a quick tip for that. So again, the other way is universal forgiveness, okay? Universal forgiveness. Now, when you truly accept and realize that you are infinite, you are more powerful than you could possibly imagine in the 3D realm. And by just thinking about yourself in the 3D, this physical body is so limiting. And you're so much bigger and greater than this. And you realize that you have had many life experiences. And because you're energy. So forgiveness is a major part of clearing karma. Okay, this means you need to forgive anyone who hurt you in the past. This means all lifetimes, with all souls, with all the universe, universal forgiveness, with all souls. Remember, everything has soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. So with everything and everyone in the universe, from this lifetime to, as well as in the future. So this is especially true if you have had a grudge against someone for a long time, right? Or some conflicts in relationships or family, or as maybe a certain circumstance didn't work out, whatever, you know, whatever the story is, that's all I'm saying, whatever happened. Forgiveness is so vital to our dreams in life that if we don't do it, if we don't actually, and we hold resentment, fear, or any frustration inside of our vessel, like inside of our body, it can literally block us from getting what we want in life. And that was a major key for me. You know, wow, for 10 years I was manifesting. Everything was showing up, all the beautiful things, and then they were disappearing. Why? Because I had so much healing and forgiveness to do. I had so much karma clearing with people, you know, especially my family. And you know, I was bullied when I'm sure many of us were bullied. So those key people, those souls, the bulliers' souls, whoo, lots of karma there. And then past lovers. Oh my God, I was a serial dater. I would not stop dating until I finally stopped dating and took like a year and a half off and of relationships and just did all this clearing. Anyway, I digress. But, you know, we have to learn to forgive ourselves as well. We have to learn how to do this, especially with forgiving ourselves. That's a really big one too. Okay, when you forgive yourself, you're really getting deeply connected to the essence of your soul, because your soul doesn't hold grudges. It's more of all of the rest of us that does, you know. But the soul accumulates the negative information and it carries it for you. It's like, okay, you want this information? Let's go. You know, it's kind of like that. But yeah, so you cannot keep doing what you have been doing and expect to transform. Anyway, so you can't keep doing what you have been doing all along and expect a totally different result, to expect to transform, right? You have to try new things. You got to do something new. Right now, there's a very uncertain landscape. And on this planet, Quantum Queen Rising helps us create certainty in a world that is shaking. So it's my intention for you to join forces with us, of course, as we continue to build this global sisterhood and embody the divine feminine. That's what we're really doing. We're embodying the divine feminine to heal ourselves, to activate our divine powers and manifest heaven on earth as we came here to do. That's exactly why we chose to be born at a time like this, you know. So you deserve to live a life of love, peace, harmony, flourishing, light, enlightenment, all the beauty, all the pleasure, all of the joy that divine has for you. I love you all. I honor you. I appreciate your journey. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. Thank you for joining. And let's stay connected, queens. I love you.